presidential debate.
Good afternoon, Wolf. But Trump begins this debate on the defensive after a toxic video emerged Friday night. That's the fair word to describe it. He's heard in the video making extremely crude comments about women all the way back in 2005, Wolf.
Hillary Clinton won the first debate, Aaron, on points. Can Trump battle back and even the score, or will Clinton win this one as well and put Trump's campaign in serious jeopardy?
There is so much at stake tonight. I'm Aaron Burnett.
And I'm Wolf Blitzer, and you're in the Situation Room. We want to welcome our viewers in the United States and around the world to Debate Night in America. We're here at beautiful Washington University in St. Louis, 4 hours away from the second presidential debate, co-moderated by our own Anderson Cooper and Martha Raddatz of ABC News. And tonight could very well be Donald Trump's last chance to save his campaign. Both he and Hillary Clinton are here in St. Louis. This is the first time Trump has left his tower in New York since a tape exposed the candidate making some very vulgar comments about women. And CNN has learned the very first set of questions will tackle this controversy. Clinton gets to speak first, setting the tone for the entire evening. One of Trump's top advisors says he will likely apologize, but the candidate is also promising to make Clinton answer for her own husband's infidelities. First, I want to play for you that tape that caused so much of this chaos, and I want to warn all of our viewers it is graphic, contains obscene language. Here is Trump during an appearance on Access Hollywood back in 2005.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try. She was married.
That's huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy. Yeah. No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch. But I couldn't get there. And she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. I got to use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Hillary Clinton has her own controversy to address later tonight. An email hack uncovering an apparent paid speech Hillary Clinton delivered back in 2013 to a bank. They contradict some trade policies she's been touting during the course of this campaign. And at one point, she is said to have told the bankers it's important to have, quote, a public and private position on such matters. A lot to talk about with our panel. Joining us now, our chief political correspondent, Dana Bash, CNN Politics executive editor, Mark Preston, and senior political correspondent Brianna Keeler. Mark, the big question tonight, how's Hillary Clinton going to handle this? She gets the answer to the first question. That first question presumably will be this uproar over this Donald Trump video.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, it's all definitely how she does this, Wolf. The fact of the matter is she's coming in on the high ground. Every time she has been attacked because of her husband's infidelities, her poll numbers have gone up. I think what we expect to hear from Hillary Clinton is that she will tie all of what Donald Trump has done over the past week, put it to competency, put it to the fact of lack of the ability to control himself, and ask, do you want this gentleman who can't control himself, talking about women, being the next leader of the free world?
Dana, you've been doing a lot of reporting on what's going on, the internal turmoil within the Republican Party. What's the latest? What are you hearing?
There's chaos. That's just, there's no other way to put it. There is a collective holding of Republican breath right now, waiting to see what happens tonight, waiting to see what Donald Trump will do that may or may not change the dynamic here. And that isn't just people in tough races. It isn't just, as Donald Trump is saying on Twitter today, people who never supported him in the first place. His vice presidential running mate is one of those people. He made clear to Donald Trump on the phone yesterday, you're on your own until I can see that you can try to figure out a way to clean this up and explain this and show some contrition on the debate stage. One other thing that we can report is that Christie, his staunch supporter who has been incredibly integral in helping prepare Donald Trump for trying to prepare him, I think, for this debate, he's not here.
Why?
We don't know the answer to that, but he's not here. He didn't come to this debate. He was obviously at the first debate. He was helping Donald Trump before this latest thing broke, bringing him up to New Hampshire, having this public town hall because they were worried about his style, and obviously now there's a lot more to worry about. But he's not here.
Christie was also supposed to appear on some of the Sunday talk shows.
He canceled
today as well. He canceled.
He canceled. The only person who went out on Donald Trump's behalf was Rudy Giuliani. Chris Christie did not, and his campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, did not either.
She canceled as well.
She canceled as well. Now, she is here.
What's the explanation they're giving?
There isn't one. I don't think they have to. I think everybody understands why.
So it speaks for itself.
Yes.
Donald Trump, Brianna, keeps hinting, threatening he's going to go after Bill Clinton's infidelities and how Hillary Clinton responded to those infidelities. If he does do that, how should she, what are you hearing, how's she going to respond?
I don't know exactly how she's going to respond. I do know that she is prepared to respond, and I also know that there are a lot of Republicans. While he's been counseled, I think Rudy Giuliani has said he should bring it up in the past. I think there are a lot of Republicans who look at that strategy and say that's not the way to go. I think the Clinton campaign, while Hillary Clinton doesn't really want to talk about this, I think the Clinton campaign is confident that that line of attack might or will ultimately benefit her. Now, what I'm told by the Clinton campaign, just sort of to set the scene of how this all went down, was that they were in debate prep on Friday. Actually, Hillary Clinton wasn't in the room. It was most of her debate prep team when this story broke, and there was just a collective wow, and that they were stunned that this happened. I talked to one aide who said, yeah, this is our good fortune that this is happening so close to this debate, because they're thinking, and even though this has happened, right? Even though this has happened so closely to the debate, they haven't had time to kind of see exactly who's maybe most offended by these remarks. They think that it really cuts across all demographics, and they think that over the last 48 hours, there have been a number of people who have decided they cannot support Donald Trump, that they are newly open to Hillary Clinton. She's going to have some line, obviously, of attack to address this. Her campaign is completely tight-lipped about it. They want to let her sort of have that spotlight. They don't want to preview any of that. And they say that she's also going to make a pitch on jobs, on the economy, on healthcare, because they think there are a lot of people newly open to her who maybe haven't really listened as they may tonight at this debate to some of her policy proposals.
All right, Brianna, Dana, stand by. We're going to continue this conversation. But right now, I want to bring in one of Donald Trump's most vocal, one of his top supporters, Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions. He was the first sitting U.S. Senator to endorse Trump back in February. Senator,
hey, good to be with you.
For joining us. So what do you anticipate tonight? What's Donald Trump's strategy going to? He's got a lot of work to do, obviously.
Well, it's a challenge. It's just no doubt about that. So he's been preparing for a more normal town hall debate format and had all this dumped on him Friday. And the media's, I really believe, gone overboard with it. But so he'll have to address that.
How is he going to do that?
I have not been participating with him. I know Governor Christie was with him Friday, and Kellyanne Conway, I'm sure, decided to stay over this morning to be with him rather than do the morning shows that Giuliani did. But so he'll have a challenge. This is not his line of work.
What do you want him to do tonight? Because you obviously, like everyone else, were outraged by those comments on the videotape when he was so bragging about his ability to grope women.
Well, I would say he needs to apologize.
How do you want him to do that?
Well,
because he has apologized, but a lot of people don't think it was that sincere. He wasn't contrite. What do you want him to do specifically?
Well, I think it'd be good as part of his policy of apology to recognize that this embarrassed his family, embarrassed him, actually, and his supporters. So I think acknowledging that and sincerely apologizing and recognizing why that was unacceptable behavior is good. But what I believe he needs to be himself, which can't be timid. Donald Trump is not a timid person. He's got to be aggressive in stating his views. He's got to point out that Hillary Clinton remains the candidate of the international Washington elite establishment. She, at this recent
I'm sure he'll get into all of that. But
well, I'm sure he will. So you want to talk about that?
But I want to move on. But you want him specifically to apologize to the women he groped over the years, because he was bragging that was his ability. When you're famous, you can do this and you can get what you want. Do you want him specifically to look into that camera and to say to those women, I'm sorry, I apologize for what I did?
I don't think that's exactly what that tape said. That was a lot of big talk, and I don't know how much that he said he ever aggressively groped somebody.
You can get whatever you want. He said you do this, you grab them in a very private area, and you can do whatever you want.
You're
That's what he said.
exaggerating a little bit, and I don't know that he said he did that against their will. That's what I'm saying. So we know Bill Clinton,
you think
according to Juanita Broderick, she was raped by Bill Clinton.
You think they wanted him to grope these women?
Look, I don't know what happened. All I know is what he was saying on the tape. I don't believe he said he aggressively attacked them. But regardless of that, what I would say to you is he needs to recognize that's unacceptable language. And certainly he should recognize he should not unwantedly go after and touch some woman in any way that's inappropriate. Certainly he would recognize that. And finally, I do believe he's got to not be timid. He's got to defend himself, and he's got to refocus this campaign on the classical difference between this establishment candidate and his vision that's really a movement of people who feel correctly that people like Hillary Clinton go to fundraisers and tell them one thing and then do another and don't do what they tell the American people.
Should he go on the offensive, because he's been threatening he's going to bring up Bill Clinton's infidelities, and he's going to bring up Hillary Clinton's response to those infidelities? Would that be smart? And you're an astute politician.
He'll have to think all of those things through, but it's somehow bizarre, Wolf, that this man said words, inappropriate words. Hillary Clinton was a defender of her husband who took physical acts against women against their will. One of them said she was raped by him. So are we at a point where that can't even be discussed? That somehow this is inappropriate to even raise it?
So you think it would be a good idea to discuss it?
I don't have any idea. I'm not advising him. I'm just pushing back a little bit on that subject because I think we're a bit overblown in this tape between two guys who are talking in a very inappropriate way.
I know you got to run, but very quickly, the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, the Speaker, Paul Ryan, so many other Republicans over the past few days, they've now really gone after him. And so many Republicans, even some like Jason Chaffetz in the House, who supported him earlier, are saying they can no longer support him. When you hear that, and you know all these people in the House and the Senate, you must be very, very angry at Donald Trump.
Well, it's an unusual time and an unusual election. Donald Trump is leading a movement of people, many Democrats, many union members. He's getting a larger percentage of African Americans because he's talking about jobs, wages, protecting a good trade policy, to a good immigration policy. Hillary Clinton is on the other side of those issues. That's what this is about, number one. Number two, so he's never depended on endorsements of prominent people to win these primaries. And he got the biggest number of votes of any Republican in history in the primaries. So I guess what I'm saying to you, it's different than a lot of elections having some people in the leadership of the party not supporting.
Because even Mike Pence has been silent over the past 48 hours, 72 hours, ominously silent, refusing to go to an event that Trump wanted him to go to in Wisconsin. It must be a painful moment for you.
Well, it's a very difficult moment, but Mike Pence is not defected on Donald Trump, and it was a difficult event in Wisconsin for sure. But so we're going to have Donald Trump will have a tough challenge tonight. He'll have a lot of things coming at him from a whole host of directions. I think he can show his leadership skill and his strength tonight, and I hope he does.
And you're still with him.
Not going to be. I am, and it's certainly not going to be easy.
Senator Sessions, thanks very much.
Thank you. Good.
Debate night in America just getting started. We'll have much more of our special live coverage from here, Washington University in St. Louis. We'll be right back.